Sigma. Hello everyone, I am coming strong with my project, but today I've decided to come up with a more interesting topic instead of my art in itself. I don't know, I thought it could be a good for a change. Talking too much about art makes you cranky and grumpy inside, and that's not good at all. So instead I would like to remind you of one important, but highly forgotten and overlooked thing. Why we do art. So my start was pretty simple and humble. I didn't come from an artistic family at all. My parents are not artists. My father is actually an engineer, and my mother always worked in her own company. So, but none of them had in any way they recommended me or gave any sort of enthusiasm or support for my art at all. Maybe for a good reason, but only the future will tell. But basically, I was just bored and I had a lot of free time, and it really was just that, being bored and have a lot of free time in my hands. And you know that I have always been a very creative man, and doing art or creating anything was always one of the things I like to do the most when I had nothing to do. Just doing things out of a win was always something I enjoyed. So yeah, boredom was really the reason I started. No, really, it was that simple. I feel a little silly knowing it wasn't all that grandiose or something like that, but also relief when things didn't go so well in my life. I never took anything too seriously, and maybe that's the way my art is in many ways. You know, lots of bumps in my brushwork, but I press on regardless. Those 3D bits aren't going to be models sculpted by themselves, mind you. It feels amazing to give life to them, to see every little details forming slowly until it blooms into a beautiful shape. My choice was 3D art instead of, say, I don't know, drawing or something like that. I guess I'm pretty sure I would never be good at drawing whatsoever, but I am pretty sure I have just a vocation with clay, even if just digital, as you can see, because, you know, that's not real clay, right? So the shapes just naturally talk to me, as if I was one with them in my craft, my art, and we speak to each other through my passions and just my desire to see things that do not exist, only in paper, to become something that could very well exist in real life. You know, thanks to technology such as 3D printing and things like that. It's quite like a garden and flowers, pretty much, but only you know exactly what it took to see every seedling pay off in the end. Not different from seeing something you hold dear change and become more something else. Like a puppy, your career, someone you care for, or even perhaps that favorite show you're so eager to see, or a video game you love. I do actually love video games, by the way. They're very good to play, but who doesn't these days? That's not very special anymore, I suppose. Perhaps that's why some people get so defensive, so afraid to show their craft out there, to expose not just an object, a mere piece of craft, but rather some very intimate, some secret part of what they've experienced since its inception. Only you truly know the degree of your art. That's what I like to say, because everybody knows the surface details. Some trained eyes, they can, look a little bit deeper, but only you truly know all the mistakes, all the little flaws that we simply did not bother to fix, or we will rather just revisit in our project or something like that. It's like when I see my artwork, I can literally see what I made wrong, what I made right at a glimpse, at an instant. Some might say that my art is underperforming, which is fine. If you want to say my art sucks, though, go ahead. I really don't mind. Criticism makes you better as an artist, I think, even if it hurts sometimes. It's fine, really. The purpose of this talk, instead, is to make you not forget that, at least at first, We start art not for a purpose, a reason, an end, but just because we were bored and we were like the little engine that we could. Nope, I have never read the book before in my life. I'm just running out of ideas and I heard about it before. It's a cute little name for a train after all. You need that engine pump to get you somewhere, right? But no, getting nowhere is also fine too. If you think about it, who am I to tell where should you go with your art? Could be a hobby, could be a profession, could be just a way to impress people you have in your life. Who knows? Or maybe you're just like me, you were bored one day and then you decided, hey, how come these amazing artists do these things? What's the process? There are these people who post a time lapse on YouTube, just, like my videos. Watch them, please, and give them a like if you could. Okay, thank you. And when you start to notice, I don't know, it just made me more and more curious about it. And I could not help myself, and I had to learn more. I had to go deeper. I had to just know how they made that. Oh gosh, this talk's getting really, really serious all of a sudden. I actually planned this talk to be more carefree and more about fun and comedy. Not really that serious about it. But oh well. But yeah, it's just it really is up to you. But in more ways than you think, actually. Because even though it started meaninglessly for everybody, I would say that what makes you stay is the meaning, the reason you do that, the reason. First of all, I just recommend that you take a deep breath and take a plunge into your oldest, most sincere, honest memories. I go first. My room, my computer, summer break from college. I don't want to go back to classes and I just want to surf the web all day to find stuff I don't need to know that I think it's really cool and make for a great conversation. The usual stuff during my free time. I can't help it, I'm a curious-minded individual. Finally, something amazing happened. I wanted to know how games were made. Or, more specifically, how my characters I was playing so much were made. Maybe even the props they were interacting with. Eventually, I even come to find out how to make hair and fur from beans and things inside of games. I mean, I'm not the best at that, but hey, I made that, you can't take that way from me, at least. Comment down below if you ever made something similar. It's a tedious process, I will not lie. It became a snowball effect. The more I learned, the more questions there were, it never stopped. To this day, it really doesn't stop, by the way. Went on, and then some more on top of that. It doesn't help much that they keep adding more and more software. Believe it or not, when I started, Blender was my first software that I learned. It was very, very bad, but today it changed dramatically. It's actually becoming an industry standard, and it came from a very, 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 very large way from that. But to be honest, I'm actually not being sincere. I actually lied to you. Yeah, I straight up lied to your face. I was actually trying to get good or something, because when you get the rush of the curiosity out of your system and you actually know something, I know if that's how it works with you. I just felt like I needed to improve. So yeah, it was wrong. That's not actually what happened. I was trying to get good. Yeah, you heard me right. I was trying to get good. Get good, boy. Felt really, really good. Like something that I should have been doing forever was finally being performed by my two sweaty and fat hands that many times, just hit the wrong key on my keyboard and, makes my work crash. But anyway, it's just, I was trying to get good. I improve a lot, but I think I still have a lot to learn, to say the least, I just thought, finally, something that makes sense, I thought to myself. It didn't make much logic or reason back then in hindsight. Maybe it was just very desperate back then, I was doing so well. But those were harsh times in my life, but things are far better today. Anyhow, has something that spontaneously was my decision. It was going somewhere for me. My skills have grown from back then. Creation is still something that fulfills me greatly. Now, that's why I kept doing those things. Many times, a catalyst in your life isn't the same as what motivates you to keep going with what you love. or even with what you don't even know that you love yet. In the end, it just amazed me how wrong my decisions were before the moment, and just how much circumstances and sheer luck could just change the outcome of your life. Which is also what gets us to the central topic of this little chat we're having right now. Why do you do art? I'd like to know more. Why? Comment below, let me know your story. No, seriously, post it. I don't want to be the only one with a silly reason to do art. I'm dying a little bit inside. But yeah, by no means I can, survive on my art right now. Don't take me wrong. I'm a little bit above a hobbyist artist right now. I'm trying to improve, but I still think I have a lot to learn, to say the least. So yeah, I would really like to know why you do art. Post your story below. I would love to know more about it. All right, this is about it. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you for going through the end of this video. If you want to know more updates on my projects, please follow me on Twitter. The links are below. Also, follow me on all social media and share this video too, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I am in a lot of places. See ya.